What I got for you today is, well, what's in my bag road trip edition. So we're gonna take a look at all the stuff I brought with me and all the stuff that I actually use. Roll the intro. So why don't we start with the bags? Now, first and for all, I have this Case Logic here. It's really nothing special. It's just the first bag that I bought when I was getting into photography. It has a really big compartment on the front and a laptop sleeve compartment on the back, which I specifically wanted to travel around and take all of my stuff with me. It has something on top where you can put your camera in, and then overall it's really bulky. And that's my biggest beef with this. So this was always in the car when it didn't use it. This, on the other hand, I'm in love with this guy. It's a bag from Peak Design, the everyday bag. It has so many really cool features that makes it a great bag, but I'm gonna keep that for another video. So for now, you can just look at it and admire it. Whew, this looks a little bit different. Now, I'm shooting this on my old Canon 70D because I wanted to talk about the new setup that I'm using. It's a Sony camera. I made a jump to the Sony cameras and I was hesitant at first because, yeah, Canon has like really good colors and Canon has like really good menus. This thing doesn't have it, but the crispiness, it just looks so crisp. Now, the setup, it's a Sony a7 III, also with the G Master lens, 24-70mm. This thing is a beast. I also got another lens, but let's just switch this over. Yeah, now you can see a little bit more of the room. So this is a 14mm by Samyang, and you see how much wider it is than a G Master lens. And over to the next part. Now, thirdly, let's talk about drones. You guys know that I fly with the Mavic Pro. The new Mavic Pros are already on the way, but this thing is still a beast. I really love it, and every road trip needs those shots where you're going over stuff, going behind the cliffs, going along the roads, filming yourself with the auto tracking, all that good stuff. I also got 2 batteries for that with the Fly More combo and this bag that you just saw. I also like a really small brick you can attach to one of the batteries to make it a power bank. Next cameras we're talking about, GoPro Fusion and the GoPro Hero 5. It's really funny because I started out filming with these things when I started my YouTube channel. To be really blunt, I don't use them that much anymore on road trips. I still bring them along because, well, you always have those moments that you really don't want to use the big camera. And of course, all the accessories that come with the GoPro. Yeah, you know, if you have a GoPro, you probably have a bunch of those as well. Coming up with the tripods, I have 2 with me. It's a Manfrotto Pixie, I believe. Now, why I also bring this is not only to use it with my DSLR or mirrorless, but also because I can put it in this setup that I created here. And now I have a full vlogging setup for my iPhone. But this thing, like I told you before, is going to be another separate video. And then we got the Joby GorillaPod. I don't need to explain you what this thing does. It's a really cool tripod. It flexes and you can use it a lot in different ways. Other than that, I actually didn't use it. It's just too bulky for me, and if you want to move around quickly, it's not gonna work. And of course, one camera I cannot stress enough that I have always with me wherever I go. It's the iPhone 10, iPhone X, or whatever you want to call it. The camera that you got with you is the best one you can choose. Now, if you take a lot of pictures and you shoot a lot of footage, that means you're gonna get a lot of gigabytes on those SD cards. And what I use for that is I got 2 NAR boxes with me. I always have footage from the drone and from my other cameras on separate boxes, and I also make an extra backup on an external hard drive. Now, if you want to know more about these NAR boxes, I also have like a complete playlist filled with all tips and tricks about it and what's in the box, all the good things. I think we're coming to an end with all of the camera gear that I got with me. This film is from the brand Fresh and Rebel. Honestly, I bought this and I'm really happy with how many juice comes out of this. This thing also powers up the Sony, which is really great when you don't have electricity when you're going on a road trip. Next up is something which I think is one of the more bulkiest things that I had with me. I brought both of them because I wanted to experiment with that, and I also got some really cool film packs in there, special colors and stuff like that. So that's it for the cameras, the digital cameras and the analog cameras. All of my studio is really messy. Gotta clean up after this shoot, but I think I got all the stuff that I got in my bag. When you're going out on a road trip, you always pack too much gear. Most of the time you just use one setup all the time because that's the one you got most familiar with. Now, one last shot I wanted to show you is all of the stuff that I brought with me, and then the shot of all the stuff that I brought with me and actually used. And other than that, if you like videos like this where I talk a little bit more like gear, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you didn't already, because I've got so much more content for you guys to come. And now it's time for me to clean up all this mess, and yeah, oh, it's gonna be a long night. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Inspire, create. Ain't it right, Ruben? Oh my God.
That's right. Completely right.
This guy.
How do you like my creation?
This guy.